When you're selling your home, you need a complete strategy. Hi, it's Maria Quattrone, and one of the most important things when selling your home is to have a strategy. And I treat every client differently in regards to a strategy. It depends on the property, on their needs, on what is comfortable for them, and a timeline that works for you. So each and every client, I sit down for an hour plus. I had a commercial strategy meeting the other day that was 2 hours. I had one yesterday after I already spoke with them in person for a half hour. I met with them on site at an investment property they have for an hour to discuss how we are going to launch the property, what things that we need to do before we go to market, who our target market is, what the selling strategy is in regards to price, what the marketing strategy is. And we do this so that we ensure that we're going to attract the most buyers possible as soon as the property hits the market. And it's the attention to detail in listing properties and selling property that is critical. It's not one thing that sells a home. It's a combination of so many things. And because I've done this over 3,500 times in my just about 20-year career, I know exactly what to do to get property sold. In fact, that's why our number one core value at MQA is to be the solution. And I often work with sellers who have been listed on the market 2 and sometimes 3 times before they get to me. And we're able to quickly identify what the issues are. I usually can tell very quickly what they are. And there's so many different reasons why. Lockbox not provided, the square footage of the property is incorrect, the description's incorrect, not enough pictures, not enough information. The description doesn't talk about first home buyers and grants and the financing that's available, HWA home warranty, virtual staging, how we launch the property, open houses, who our target market is, writing a description as if the person didn't live in Philadelphia, what the showing procedure should be like if you have a family of like 7 and what that looks like, and developing a plan around issues. If it's tenant occupied, what that strategy is. Okay. If it's a commercial property and it's vacant, what that strategy is. It's a commercial property and it's occupied with a business in there, what that strategy looks like. And every single one is different. And I take each one and I spend an enormous amount of time evaluating not just the property, but what the strategy is going to look like so that I can speak with you within detail about what our next steps are. And I outline all this and I come up with a plan. And sometimes the plan happens in 5 days. Sometimes, depending on the seller, it could happen in 4 weeks. Especially if you're buying and selling, it's critical. If you are a consumer that is going to sell the property and buy another one, that you have a strategy in place for this. I cannot emphasize this enough. So often than not, I talk to a lot of potential clients where in the past they had no strategy and they didn't have a plan and action to be able to facilitate getting to the next spot. And the plan that they did have was really no plan. It was like, okay, fine. Yeah, here are the comps. Here's a price, which was never the right, usually not the right price. They didn't talk about strategy and they didn't add in all these other additional things that are required, not just in today's market, but in any market, but most critically in today's environment. Because there's a lot of stress in today's environment, whether it's interest rates, whether it is the move up buyer who has a low rate, who is going to have to take a higher rate to move up in the house, whether it's a first time buyer who's renting, whether it's an investment property that the tenant's not paying rent. There's so many things, but that's what I do. I specialize in moving listings. I am a listing broker, and I would say a listing machine in the sense of, and I call it machine because we do have a machine behind us. It's not just me. There's a whole team of people at MQA. We have field services. We have 2 people in marketing. We have back office administrative. We have contract to close. We have Dara, who's my listing partner and broker of record. And we have agents that support us with working our open houses, even though I also personally, I did an open house today. I launched it. I will launch the open house to make sure everything's going smooth, everything's smooth sailing, and then communicate the immediate feedback back to you, the seller, about where we are, what needs to happen, what the next steps are. So if you are thinking today of selling your home, you want to buy another home, or just selling your home and investment property, and it's a challenge, there's tenants in there, they're in a lease, they're not paying the rent, they're squatters, or I would say adverse occupants, I can help you ascertain the right steps to move forward and get this property sold. So if you would like to talk further, I would be honored to work with you and consult with you about what the steps would be and how we can get you sold into the next thing. Because at MQA, number one thing is to be, you know what it is? The solution. We are the solution. So reach out to me. I'm here, always working, and always ready to have a conversation with somebody.